Good morning. I know nobody's in here. Oh, hold on. Let me leave this over here. It's got better lighting. I want to make me some coffee. I probably should have did that before I came on, but I am late to the show this morning. Where's the lighting at? Is that the light? Give me the light. I guess that'll do. Hair frizzy right there. So I'm gonna make me some coffee real quick, or at least get it in the pot. Get the pot going. Good morning. I don't know if anybody's there. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna get the coffee started. And I'm chicken's going crazy. Water. Got my water. Okay. I'm back. Okay, nobody's here. That's fine. So I'm just gonna start talking about giving, how you have to give to receive. I guess it would be considered reciprocity, but I'm just gonna say how you have to give in order to get what you want in life. Hang on, y'all. The fan is on because I cleaned some more of the carpet. So, okay. Sorry, guys, for those of you who are watching the replay. I do apologize, but you know, when you live, oh, I like that better. Okay, when you go live, it's just like, I don't know if it's gonna be people in here or if it's gonna be just me, but I know it's like 10 o'clock almost, and most of my viewers are already working. So this is probably gonna be more for the people who are watching it later. I know I messed with my hair. That's because I fell asleep without putting a thing on last night, and so now it's like certain ones want to stick up. Anyways, let's talk about giving to get what you want in life. So a lot of people have this like mentality that, like, let's just say it's money. They want to hold on to money. You want to hang on to it, hold on to it. And you know, I get it, because if you don't have a lot of money and you don't really know where your money's gonna come from, then you that's Braylon. Braylon got his first day of sixth grade today, you guys. I know y'all like his first day, so he's homeschooled, so that's just kind of our thing. But yep, and we're doing accelerated. This is aside now. We're doing an accelerated pace, and I don't know if we're gonna finish accelerated, but the goal is to start accelerated. So if we do get sidetracked or whatever, something happen, then we already ahead. And yeah, so I do like homeschool, you guys. I ain't gonna even lie, but our homeschool ain't probably like virtual or whatever you guys got going with your kids. Our homeschool is like flex. It's Florida Virtual Flex program. I'm just plug them real quick. I'm gonna do a review on them actually, because it should be a review done on them, and it's people in Florida that should really use them. But anyway, so let's talk about giving in order to get what you want, especially when it comes to money. If you hold on to things too tight, it puts you in this lacking mentality. So you think, if I keep it, I keep it. I'm gonna just keep it because I don't know when I'm gonna get it again. And that's not how the world works. That's not how the universe works. You have to put it out there. Like with money, you have to give money. And I'm not saying just be out here just blowing money and throwing it, nothing like that. But give it with intent. And the intent is, I'm gonna send this out so it can come back to me. And depending on how you send it out, it's gonna come back more or better or in a different form. It's not, you're gonna get what you're looking for. So instead of hanging on to stuff and like feeling like, oh, I don't know when I'm gonna get this back again, even in relationships, like if you ever notice when you dating somebody and you scared they gonna leave you or you scared something gonna happen, it tends to happen. That's because you putting that energy out there. So instead of worrying about like being cheated on or losing your job or losing the money, whatever you got fear of, you're gonna have to stop that because you're giving the energy of fear, so you're gonna get the energy of fear back. That's how it works, you guys. And a lot of us don't realize that, and we be moving in this mentality of, let me hang on to it. I'm hanging on for dear life. If you guys know anything about tarot, this would be like the Four of Pentacles card, where like they're holding on. He got one like on his head, a pentacle on his head, and one pentacle under both feet, because he just don't want to let go of his money. In the tarot card, it's a person hanging on. So, anyways, y'all might not know about tarot. I'm into all the esoteric, mystic. I'm into all of that stuff, you guys. Now, I'm not gonna be out here reading tarot for nobody because I feel like that. I was thinking about it, but the energy is just, man, when you're trying to read for other people, it's just like a lot that you put on yourself. So that's another note. But back to giving and to receive. If you don't send out the energy like, okay, I know it's gonna come back. I know it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back and it's gonna, you have to have that intent in your head though. Like you can't send it out there and still low key be fearful of it. You know what I'm saying? So it does take some work. It's a lot harder than what it seemed at the beginning because you may be in this mindset of lack. You may, and don't even realize it, or fear, this low frequency, this low vibe energy. It just doesn't get you what you're looking for, and people don't understand why they're not getting what they desire in life. It's because you ain't on the right frequency. You're not understanding the laws of the universe. I was going to say the world, but you got to understand the laws of the universe. What that look like? No. I had to put that head on. I wanted to see what the hood looked like. Little Red Riding Hood. But yeah, you have to understand the laws of the universe in order for you to actually benefit from the universe. And a lot of us be thinking, oh, y'all just be praying and praying and praying, and ain't no, you don't see the answers coming. But the truth is, you're praying and you still really haven't done the work on yourself that you need to do in order to be in your power, and for you to get actually what you desire. This is called energy work, manifesting. A lot of people don't like when you hear manifesting and alchemy, like for religious people, they really don't comprehend what it is, and it's because it's not taught to you in mainstream. It's more, now more people are talking about manifestation, alchemy, energy work and things like that. But back in the day, people didn't talk about it, so they were just sitting around here praying and not understanding why what they was praying for wasn't coming to them. It's because you're not sending. You got to send the energy out that you want in order for it to come back to you. So if you're sending it out like and it's negative and is bitter or all of that stuff, then you, especially if you like wish bad on somebody, like let's just say somebody did something to you and you just like, oh, I hope this happens to that person. You done messed up already. What'll end up happening is you gonna end up getting what you sent to them, and it's gonna probably come back worse. You know what I'm saying? So don't send out the energy that you don't want. And it's gonna take some work, you guys, because most of us are programmed and we have this, way of thinking. And if you haven't been around people that's gonna help you become the best version of yourself by letting you know, like, this is how you manifest, this is how you get the life you want. For me, I manifest my life exactly how it is now. Now I'm also in the process of manifesting other things, and it's not gonna show up tomorrow. It may not. If something shows up tomorrow, that means I manifested it. I could have manifested it last week, last month, last year. I haven't all the way honed in on my skills yet because I'm learning. Like, this is a new practice to me, as well as just trying to understand the laws of the universe, because you can go read certain things and they're gonna tell you, but until you start doing it, then you can understand, like, oh, this is how I got this, or this is what happened here. I remember, like, telling my friends when I was in California, like, all I want to do is sit home, raise my son, work in my garden, smoke some weed, drink some wine. That's all I wanted to do. Like, when I was like, and I worked for myself. That was my idea of a good life. Now, I was on the right track as far as some of it go, but I had to still put in more work because I really was like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It wasn't until recently that I went all in and started getting rid of some of the external things like smoking and drinking. And it's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that I won't ever like have fun with my friends, or like not friends, but if I want to go out and enjoy myself, then I'll go out and enjoy myself. But right now I can't do that because I'm still trying to hone in on my powers and my skills to manifest the lifestyle that I want. Now, or that I desire, I should say, that I desire to experience. Because, like I say, and I'm really trying to remove that word from my vocabulary. Want is still lacking. It's still like the undertone is lack because it's saying that I don't have. So the desire to experience a certain lifestyle is how you talk to the universe. Yes, it's already. So when I have it in my mind, if I can see it, it's there. Now I just have to go get it and put the work in to, get what it is that I desire to experience. And so I understand that now. And so that's why I kind of cut back on who I'm hanging around, what type of energies I let, because I'm still working on myself. I'm still trying to get the type of desires and stuff that I want in my world. And if you get in a lot of confusion or it's things that's happening to you that you don't desire, it's because you haven't really taken the time to learn how to use your manifestation powers and the energy. Now, some of us won't ever learn this in life. And it's gonna be people that you're gonna talk to that's gonna be looking at you like you crazy and this, and that, and the third. Don't worry about them. They're not your concern. You are your concern. So all you can do is what you can do. And for me, it's definitely getting up in the morning, just sitting with myself sometimes. This morning I had some more stuff to do, so that's kind of why I'm behind a little bit. And I really was asleep because I'm still tired. Like, I'm still tired, but that's neither here nor there. I still have things that I have to do. So you get up and you just go about your day, but you set your intentions. So today I have to work on my businesses. This is one of my businesses. Me coming here every day and showing up for you guys is something that I consider a business, and not a business where I might be always getting monetary return. It could just be you guys sending me your love back, and that to me can inspire me to do something else, and that might inspire somebody else. So a lot of times when I'm sending my energy out, I might be, sending out inspiration, motivation. And I already know that that's what I'm going to get back in return because I'm coming from a genuine place. I'm not coming from a place of trying to get over on nobody, trying to get something from somebody for nothing. It's not that. It's me genuinely wanting to help other people and sharing my experience and sharing with others how they can get to certain levels in their lives. Now, I'm not at where I exactly want to be at, but I am further than where I was at. And it's somebody that is where I used to be at that's trying to get, where I'm at right now. Excuse me, guys. Rocket is in trouble. And so he crying. And he in punishment. He on punishment right now because he ate chicken. He stole the Popeyes. I had some Popeyes from like the day before yesterday, and I couldn't figure out where the box was at. Kind of find out, I found it. He had that ate it, and it tore his stomach up. So I woke up this morning to more poop, and now like basically I'm just cleaning carpet in the early mornings, and so I put him out. And it's raining and it's cold outside, so he's a little bit disappointed that he has to be out there. But I don't really care because he knows better. And I know his stomach upset, so y'all like, dang, y'all, his stomach upset. No, he could have came in there and did something and let me know that he needed to go outside because that's normally what he does. So, anyways, he on punishment and he crying at the window. Let me show y'all. Well, you can't see him now, but he over there. I can't know. Oh yeah, he over there outside that window right there. But that's what I was saying. I send out the type of energy that I want to receive now because I understand how law of attraction, how manifestation, and how energy works a little bit. Like I said, I'm learning these practices because I grew up like most of you guys not practicing this. And when you start talking about certain things, people looking at you like you the devil and, really they the devil. even though I don't like, it's not like anyways, we're not gonna get into the devil and heaven and hell. But the point is, I'm still practicing, but because I have seen what can happen in my life, and because I know, like, I remember working and having to go to work and having to take Braylon to school and not desiring that. Like, I'm like, this is not my life. This cannot be the life that I'm gonna live for the rest of my life. I got to go to work every day. I got to have somebody else raise and teach my kid. Like, that just didn't sit well with me at all. And so I just remember thinking I'm gonna start working for myself, but I really didn't dial in on what I meant by working for myself. And so I ended up working for myself as a cosmetologist, but then I was like, okay, this ain't it. And so it's just a work in progress. But now looking back on it, everything that I'm going through right now is something that I manifested. Now, whether I meant to manifest it or not, it's still something that I manifested. So that my career, I'm doing great with manifesting, or the life as far as how I'm making my money, I'm manifesting that. But it's still certain things that I'm working on as far as like how to manifest. I ain't gonna say like I'm still working on how to manifest certain things, but right now my whole focus. Good morning. Good morning, Kingsley. Yeah, I'm just working on manifesting my desires and not sending out the energy to the world that I don't want to receive. And it's really working. And I was talking to my mom about it and just everything. You have to be careful of the energy that you send out there, because if you don't, then you just gonna keep getting what you want back, or keep getting what you don't want back. And we just have to remember that. I'm not gonna stay on long, you guys, because I do have some other stuff to do, and I know if other people start popping in, I'm definitely I'll be on here for like 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours, easy. But that message was brought to me this morning. Like, make sure you send out the energy that you want to receive. Don't send out energy that you don't want to get back, because if you sending out hate and you sending out discontent and stuff like that, and you putting all this energy behind it. I've been trying to reach out to you for a very long time, both on Facebook and Instagram, but can't get in touch. I'm sorry, I really don't. What's up? Well, you got me now, but I'm sorry. I haven't been on either. I was on Facebook yesterday, but I really haven't been on either social media, any of my social media platforms. But I will do better with it, because I took it off my phone and everything, but I had to go on Facebook to find somebody's phone number yesterday, but I didn't check my messages or anything like that. So how can I help you, Kingsley? Man, I got bites and stuff all over me. Something bit me in my sleep last night. What's up, Kingsley? Are you still here? If you have a question for me, I'm more than welcome. I'm more than willing to answer whatever question you have. If it's about surgical tech or something like that, I actually am going to go live tonight and talk to surgical tech, or this evening I should say, and do a surgical tech talk on like how basically I got out of being a surgical tech. Yeah, I figured that's what it was. You can ask me now if you want to, since you have me here and it's just me and you in here right now. Normally, like in the morning, I've been trying to do morning motivations, but this morning I'm late, and I think I'm just gonna have to get up earlier, because everybody who normally comes in and like pop in, they probably at work right now. And so I knew that when I got in, but my goal is to go live for 30 days in the morning, and I'm still offering video, like still doing videos. But I'll talk to you about surgical tech right now since you're here. I don't have a problem with it. My hair's sticking up. What's up, Kingsley? I think I'm saying your name right, Kingsley. Yeah, Kingsley. Are you a surgical tech, or are you thinking about being a surgical tech? You must be thinking about being a surgical tech. You want me to talk about it? Or you want to come back this evening when I do? I am coming back on this evening, because I do know there are some people that want to talk about surgical tech, or should they be surgical techs, or should they go to surgical tech school or something like that. Oh, there it is. I need to wet my hair. These like locks are like bent. So yeah, well, Kensley, whenever you ask your question, I'll answer. But back to sending out energy. Oh, there it is. Okay, I want to get into the surgical. I want to get. Wait a minute. Okay, so I want to go into surgical tech. Should I go for the program or the associates in it? Please help. Okay, so here's the thing. It doesn't really. Okay, so they when you go apply for a job, it doesn't matter if you have a certificate or if you have an associate's degree. I would say get the one that's the least expensive, which will be probably at a community college. I wanted to go to. It's about 5 months long. Oh, the certificate program. Wait a minute. Go for the program or just get an associate's degree. You can get an associate's in surgical technology if you go to. I'm gonna have to call him back. You can go to a community college and get an associate's degree, which will let you go back to school if you need to go back to school, which a lot of surgical techs do. They end up going back to school later in life. But I'm gonna tell you to get the cheapest one possible because when you go get a job, it's not gonna matter if you have an associate's or not. So that they don't really care. They just want to make sure you completed the program. You're not gonna make more money with an associate's versus a certificate program or whatever because it doesn't matter. Now, once you start getting into administrative, yeah, hold on, sorry. Okay. So once you get into administrative, then you need associates and certain certifications. But if you just doing it just to kind of get started in life, then I would say get the cheapest one, get into the game, and then figure out if you like it, and then go from there. But it doesn't matter which program you go to. It just depends on what your end goal. Do you want a bachelor's degree? Do you want to go continue building on your education? And if you do, then I would get the associates. But if you don't, then I would just go ahead and go to a certificate program and get in and out. But try to not go to like a private college because if you go to like I tell people all the time, if your community college offers a certificate program, do it through your community college because it's gonna be less. If you go to like Concord, I think it's Concord or Kaiser, like one of those kind of private places, it's gonna be a lot more, and you might end up having to take more out of student loan and things like that. And so and 5 months is not really that bad. So 5 months is really quick. Like you can be done in 5 months. That's really good. Cause my program, and I was in the military, mine was 6 months, and that was accelerated. So that I think that'll be, if you can do 5 months. Now make sure the program. I did hear some people say that they got programs out now where they're like online, and you have to go get you have to go find your own clinical site. Excuse me. I wouldn't do that if you got to go find your own clinical site. I would go and do a program that already has clinical set up for you because it's hard for you to get it's going to be hard for you to have to go out there and try to make connections with places that allow you to come in to do your internship, your clinical. So that's what I got for that. What you think? You got another question on it? I am gonna go live again tonight. Like I'm glad you kind of popped in because I thought about it this morning. I was like, I probably should talk to people more about surgical tech. My goal, honestly, is to not really work as a surgical tech anymore because I've been doing it for so long, and so now the goal is to basically be of service to other surgical techs, other people that are inspired to be surgical techs, but also just to kind of give people an idea, like, why do you want to be a surgical tech? Like, if you can answer that for me, I would really appreciate it. Like, why do you want to be a surgical tech? Do you want to do it for the money? Because there's other ways you can make money, or are you just intrigued by, anatomy and the human body and how it functions and how you can help in the OR. I would like to know what you have to say about that. Hold on, I am gonna send I gotta send. Sorry, I'm back. I had to send a text really quick, but just let me know why you would like to be a surgical tech. I think that's what I'm gonna ask tonight because The truth is that being a surgical tech is cool, but you need a plan, like an exit plan. Sorry, mom, I'm parenting right now. So yeah, if you don't have a plan, and I say an exit plan, like have a okay, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna do this, like have a complete like plan in place. Don't just go, okay, I'm gonna be a surgical tech, and then you know you just doing it, and before you know it, 10, 15 years, 20 years done passed, and it's not you just basically just going to work, and you haven't really put no money up, ain't no exit plan. It's a video on here on my channel, and it say I think it say financial well building skills for 2021. Then it says for employees. Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate your honesty. I'll be joining your live tonight, and yes, I want to do it for the money, and I want to get further in it, like being a surgical first assistant. So yeah, we can talk about that tonight. The money, if you had, and this is what I was talking to some of the other surgical techs and people that's inspiring to be surgical techs. What I would say is, it's other ways that you can make money, if it's the money that it is, that don't require you to go to surgical tech school, and it doesn't. But surgical tech school, like surgical tech, I enjoyed being a surgical tech. I'm not going to even lie, I really enjoyed it. At the beginning, I didn't. It took me about 5 years before I honestly could appreciate it, because it was just so much, and it was just so overwhelming, and the personalities and attitudes was just like, it was just a lot. And so it took me a while to get comfortable in my field, and then like it was, I enjoyed it at that point. But ultimately it wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't it was fulfilling in a sense, because you do help people, and you can be like a go-to person. Like I had became like a go-to person, especially in the surgical first assist area, because I was trained in the Navy to do both, and so surgical tech and first assist. And I made some videos on it. Actually, to be honest with you, I am still in I took the surgical first assist test twice. I failed it both times. And so now I had to go back to the drawing board and get some curriculum and some more stuff, because I am going to take the first assist exam. So that's why I'm still kind of answering questions. But I have no intentions on going back to work for someone else anytime soon. Now, if I do go to work as a surgical tech or a first assistant, I will be going as a contractor, working for myself as the agent, as my own recruiter. So we probably can get into that. That's probably more advanced, because you have to understand like business and all that, contracting and getting credentialed and all of that stuff. So it's a little more, advanced, I guess. But if it's just about the money, you know, if you got other hobbies that you enjoy, I would advise you to start a YouTube channel, because you can make the same. You can make more money on YouTube with ads and selling products and services on your own time than you will as a surgical tech. Now, surgical techs and first assistants, if you go work for somebody, you will be capped at a certain amount of money. You won't be able to get rich or wealthy, but you can use surgical tech and first assist as a stepping stone to wealth, because they do make more than what the average person makes. So the average household is about 60. This was before the pandemic, so the average household was about 60,000. That's with two people making about 30,000. That's a two income home. And surgical techs is easily clearing $50,000. So, and that's just like that's at the beginning. You can make 50. You can make more than that. I'm just saying, like, that's we'll say nation's average is about $40,000 to $50,000. Now you go traveling, you can pretty much double that. If you travel for a year and you work full time for a year. So when I travel, I don't work the whole year. My goal, because I'm a parent, was to work half a year and to be available to my kid the other half of the year. But traveling gave me a full year worth of money, even though I was only working 6 months out the year. Now those 6 months I had to leave my kid with somebody else, his dad. But I mean, working half of the year is still pretty, good. And you're not getting taxed at the full taxed, bracket when you traveling. When you're a contractor, or when you're a contractor, they pay you housing, a housing stipend, and they pay you per diem for your like food and stuff like that. So all of that is part of your pay. And what people do that travel, they normally go rent a room, or like, something like that, so they don't have to pay full rent and stuff. Or maybe have an RV would be something that I would look into if you want to go traveling, so you can keep the majority of your money. But what'll happen is you'll make more money as a traveler. So I would say, if you're gonna do surgical tech, I bit my tongue. If you're gonna do surgical tech, then go get a year's worth of experience from one of these your local hospitals, or either multiple surgery centers. Go get some experience, and then go travel for a year, and then you'll be making more money. Basically, you'll be making a lot more money. And yeah, but outside of like where I'm at in my life now, and this is why I asked you like why you want to be a surgical tech, is it for the money? Is because I know that you can make money, the same amount of money and more, and not have a cap, doing maybe YouTube, doing some type of business or a hobby business. Like, it could start as a hobby and then you could turn it into business. So if it's something that you know how to do, like whatever your natural given talent is, because we all come to this earth with gifts. So if you figured out what one of your gifts are, then there's a way to monetize that. So this is what I was gonna kind of talk about this evening for the surgical techs, because there's other ways to make money that don't require you to go to the hospital and work work as a surgical tech, and that don't require you to get student loan. If you don't have, like, if you're not gonna pay out of your pocket to go to surgical tech school, then you're gonna have to get a student loan, and you got to be careful about how much you get, because interest is not your friend. And so, and then you'll have to pay it back, and you can, because you'll be making enough as a surgical tech to pay it back. It just depends on how much you get is going to determine how long it's going to take you to pay your student loan off. If you do go for an associate's, I would advise you to go to study.com and do prereqs, CLEP out of your prereqs. Study.com is a CLEPing program. It's a website where you can go CLEP out of a course, college courses, and get college credits. And you can do all of your prereqs on study.com. If you don't want to go to study.com, you can go to your local community college and CLEP out of your prereqs. Most of them have CLEP courses, and that's just where I say you take test out of the subject. I like study.com because they give you the study material that you need to pass the CLEP course, and for $200 you can take 2 classes. Now, you're paying $200 for one, and it's at your own pace, but you can do 2 classes for $200. And so I like study.com for that. So if you do want an associate's degree, or if you know you want a bachelor's and things like that, if you're gonna be a surgical tech and you really like it, then you probably should get an associate's and just get a bachelor's, in surgical technology and stuff like that, because then you can go be like a program director for surgical techs. You can be more like in an administrative role. But if it's just about the money, which was my thing, it was like about the money. I just know now is other ways to do it. Like, I had already knew how to do hair, so I went to cosmetology school and I worked PRN as a surgical tech, and then I kind of phased out of working so much as a surgical tech and did hair mostly because I was getting cash. And if you don't know, cash is king. Because if you're getting cash, like, I mean, I ain't gonna tell you to avoid the IRS, but they don't know how much money you making when it's cash, and that is pretty cool. That's what the rich people do. The rich people is not trying to evade taxes, but they try to avoid paying as much taxes as possible. And so that's when I went traveling, because it does kind of help you not have to pay as much tax. You don't get taxed on the amount of money that you're making. But if you get in cash, if you can go out and make, you know, shit, $400 or $500 a week in cash or more, you know, don't nobody know you making that money. And if you got like a little, like, let's just say you could cut grass, or you can cut hair, or you can do something like maybe a plumber. I don't like something that you already have a skill, a trade in, right? You can get cash for that, and you can report some of the cash, but don't report all of it. That's what we do. I mean, that's the American way, whether people want to admit it or not. The goal is to not be paying all this taxes and interest. Taxes and interest are like the two things that you need to be trying to avoid in life. And so interest is on loans, and that's why I'm not a fan of student loans, but I do understand that people try to better themselves, and because they're trying to better themselves, they want to go to school and they don't have the money. And so then you basically, school is just an investment if you're looking at it like through the eyes of a loan. So if you invest and say, okay, well, how it's going to cost me about, we'll just say $20,000 to become a surgical tech, then you got to go work. And the goal is to pay it off, to defer it, and then to pay it off before they start hitting you with interest. And so, but if you leave it, like, people keep deferring, and then they end up paying interest, and that's like not the smartest thing. That's also why I'm not a fan of mortgages. But if you can pay it off faster, then you okay. If you know that you can do that. But most people get comfortable, and then they just like, I ain't gonna pay it, and then you end up paying more on the back end. But surgical tech is not a bad field. I just think when it comes down to money, you got to be mindful of, you have to be mindful of why you want to become a surgical tech, basically, is what I'm saying. And if it's money, there's way more ways out here to get money on your own time, doing what you like. Like, that's my thing for 2021 and really 2020, is to make money doing stuff that you like to do. Then it don't feel like you working. And so, like, when I do some of my cosmetology clients, they're my friends, some of them, and so it don't feel like a job, because we hanging out, and they still pay me what my worth is. They don't try to like hustle me and like lower me, lowball me or nothing like that. So I would advise you to find something that you good at. But 5 months ain't bad. I mean, I ain't here to change your mind. I'm just trying to help you think outside of the box, really, is what it is. So I hope that answers your question, but I am going to go live tonight and talk about it, because like I say, I do get questions about surgical tech a lot. If you go watch, I did a surgical tech Q&A. It's 2 hours. I think it's like 2 hours long, so you might not want to go watch it. You might just want to show up tonight. And I'm just asking people, like, why do you want to be a surgical tech? That's what I want to know. So I hope that was helpful, even though that wasn't, I'm sorry, I keep burping. I hope that was helpful to you, even though, I'm sorry that you was reaching out to me on those platforms and I wasn't responding, but I really did step back from Facebook and Instagram. And so I'm going to wrap this video up, you guys. For those who are watching the replay, I do apologize. I might have to I'm not going to rename it. It just is what it is. I'm okay with how it is. So I'll pop back in tonight to do the live for the surgical tech. And I hope everybody else got whatever they needed from the beginning of the video. I do apologize if you're watching the video later and you're like, this is about surgical tech now. But, I'm here of service, and so it's just what it is. It is what it is. All right, you guys, I love you. Have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.